My name is Wakas. I'm with the Academy of Tai Chi, and we've been here for a few years. Combined, we have about 50 years worth of experience with martial arts. One of the first basic factors is vigilance, is keeping an awareness, being open to your surroundings. Where are you? How many people are in this room? Do you recognize anybody? Normally, if we had more time, because this is a little shorter session, if we had more time, we would say, what did the person look like? What were they wearing?
How tall were they?
How tall were they? And a lot of times you'll be surprised how many people think they see something, but they really don't. Or they sometimes will want to believe something which never really happened. So we always want to be vigilant. That brings us to a little bit about why we're here. We're here to learn about keeping an eye out, how to defend ourselves if we are ever in a situation we have to defend ourselves physically. Statistically speaking, 80% of the times it's going to be a male perpetrator that offends you violently. And about 50% of the times, most of those offenses happen about a mile within your house or close to your house. That's quite a big statistic. So being aware of your surroundings, where you are, has a huge effect. So we're going to play some games. We're going to demo some moves, and hopefully if you guys are okay, we will get some hands on. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah,
All right.
we told them.
I believe that this lady right here is the one that
Come in.
Hi, very sweet.
Just
So-
yeah, something that she knows you just fine.
So part of it is preparation, or prevention in this scenario. Has anybody seen a movie called Enter the Dragon? You have? One of my favorite movies, so nobody has. All right, let me give you a little scenario. It's, are you guys familiar with Bruce Lee? Oh, everybody says yes to that, but you haven't seen the movie. So there's an amazing scene where Bruce Lee is on his way to a tournament, and it's at the Shaolin Temple. And he's on this boat, or in this ferry, he has to travel across a little bit of water. And along with him, there are about 3 or 4 other people that are going to this tournament. One of them happens to be this bully. He is just mean, pushing anybody and everybody around. And, you know, most people are frightened of him. So he goes up to Bruce Lee and says, hey, you want to fight? And Bruce Lee looks at him for a second and says, yes, let's do that, but not here. Let's take these little boats, we'll go off on that little island, and let's settle this out there. And the bully's like, yeah, and is all ready to go at it. So what happens is, the bully gets into this little boat, that boat is lowered, and he's waiting for Bruce Lee to get on the second little boat, but he doesn't. He just takes the rope from the first boat, tosses it in the water, and everybody waves bye-bye. I mean, it's just a very simple concept of how to win without fighting. And that is the key, the first most important part is prevention. How do we keep ourselves from getting into situations where we don't have to fight? One of them is awareness. Where are we? Who are we with? Are you in a parking lot that's, you know, you're just coming out of the mall and it's dark? Keep an eye out. Who's around the car? Is anybody underneath? Are you walking home by yourself? On a normal street, you normally walk on, but for some odd reason you happen to be by yourself this time. And who's the person that just walked by that took that purse the other day? You know, having that vigilance again. Those things become important. Let's say you're at a restaurant or a bar or something of that nature. Are you with friends? How do you talk to people at that moment? All those things become very important. One of the simplest thing is your stance. This is an easy target. It's not necessarily weak. Maybe you're just tired or something. But for somebody that wants to take opportunity or advantage of this opportunity, they're going to see that. So that little pep in your step is really important. So you want to maintain a good posture, keeping your eyes open as you walk down and saying hello. And in the meantime, I'm talking to her. I'm actually making sure, hey, is that lady, is she throwing anything at me? Anything of that nature. So it's that little confidence is really important. Next, let's say you are at a restaurant, you are at a bar with your friends or something of that nature. And somebody comes along, they start talking to you, and while they're talking to you, hi.
She came in.
You can throw those, it's okay, you can throw them at them. Oh, we were very aware of you walking past. We were being vigilant and watching. That's right, we saw you come in and I knew you had on this beautiful fuchsia with a huge ruffle.
I'm gonna run around the corner. Change my clothes real quick.
So if you are in a situation where, you know, you're at a bar or you're with your friends at a restaurant or something, and some unwanted conversation goes from a dialogue to a confrontation, keep your hands up here. Talk with your hands and say, hey, how you doing? Make sure everything's okay. And that way, if anything does happen, you're prepared. You can defend yourself right away instead of from here and just pull like that. Those little things come in handy. And voice. Sound travels at 774, I think it's 774 miles per hour. That's pretty fast. Light actually travels 900 times, 1,000 times faster than that. So when you are in a weird situation, your voice, projecting it, yelling something can really help, but not yelling anything. In fact, would you mind telling us a little bit about what you say?
Okay, if you're in a situation and, like he said, you're being confronted by a person or something that doesn't feel comfortable to you, can anybody tell me what you would yell out?
I've heard that you yell great.
You actually will yell out fire, because more than not, more people are willing to step in if you yell fire. If you yell help, a lot of times people are less apt to want to jump in and actually help you, just because of their concerns. So that is the number one word you want to yell out if you are in a situation is fire.